Almost always, Parashat Vayeishev lands on Chanukah. So let's do a message which connects with Parashat Vayeishev and Chanukah. Parashat Vayeishev has a sad story of Joseph. He goes out to see how his brothers are. And his brothers decide in the end to ambush him. They rip off his special coat. They chuck him into a pit. And then there's a caravan that is passing and decide, you know what? Let's sell him. You can imagine how his life has just been turned upside down in just a matter of seconds. And when he's sold into slavery, the pasuk, the verse says something interesting. A caravan of Yishmaelites was coming from Gilad, their camels bearing spices, balsam and lotus. Any idea what lotus is? Why does the verse have to tell me what they were carrying? By the way, do you know what they were selling? They were selling potatoes and onions. Why do I care what they're selling? And the commentators tell us because usually they wouldn't be selling this stuff. Usually the stuff they would be selling is stuff which smells badly, had a bad odor. But this time, because of Joseph, rather they were selling nice smelling spices. Okay. I don't understand. Do you really think that Joseph at this time was thinking about, as he's just being betrayed by his brothers, as he's been sold into slavery? That's a lovely smell. Do you really think that's what's going through his mind? That's the last thing he cares about. Why are you telling me about the smell? It's irrelevant, surely. Do you think he cares about the smell? The answer is because actually it's precisely the small gifts in life where we see love. Let me ask you a question. Where do you see the love more? Do you see your parents' love more in option A? That your parents spend an absolute bomb on you. You cost an absolute fortune. Feed you, to dress you, schooling, travel. You cost a fortune. Do you see the love there, or is option B that your parents will give you a kiss? Is it option A, you cost a fortune, or is it option B, that your parents give you a kiss? The answer is, the more redundant a specific act of giving, the more it shows the love. If your parents were not to feed you, dress you, they'll be arrested. However, when it comes to a kiss, they don't have to give you a kiss. You don't have to receive a hug. When you give someone a kiss, when you give someone a hug, you only do it because I don't have to, but I'm showing you my love. It's in the small things, the things that are not needed, that's where you see the love. Hashem was saying to Joseph, God was saying, I need you to go down to Egypt. It has to be done. But I know it's only a tiny, small sign, but sniff that. That's my kiss. That's my sign showing that I love you. It's the small things that people remember. And we can take this idea on Chanukah as well. We all know the story that they came to the temple after the Greeks destroyed the whole place. And they found what? They found a small little jug of oil because all the other oils were impure. They were tummy, spiritually impure. But this one jug of oil, which had the stamp of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, showed that this was, the only oil they could use. Actually, they could use any oil they wanted. Because the law is that if everything is impure, then any oil will do. So why did they need this? They didn't need the jug of oil. They could have done without the jug of oil. They could have used any oil at all. And we're celebrating on Chanukah that we had found this little jug of oil. You know what? We didn't need it. So too the messages here. When it came to the war of the Jews fighting against the Greek, the Jews had to fight the Greeks. The Jews had to win the war. God promised that the Jewish people will always survive, and therefore the Jewish people had to win the war. You can't break your promise, God. You said the Jews will be eternal. You're going to have to let us win the war. But God didn't have to go out of his way and do that extra little bit and give us that small jug of oil. That was a kiss. That was a little freebie extra. Where do we see the love? We don't see the love by the fact that we won the war. God had to do that. We see the love of God by, that little jug of oil. Well, you didn't even have to do it. Why do you do it? Because I love you. When we give, it's not just about doing the big things, the things that you have to do. But when you go over and you say thank you, well, you don't need to. If you go over and give a little hug, you give a little kiss, you give a little tiny gift where you don't have to, it's there where it'll be remembered. It's the small things, it's the extra things, that's where you show the love. Be great, be a giver, give in the small things too. Shabbat Shalom.